meeting of the Bay County Veterans Affairs Committee to order on Wednesday, December 8th, 2021, 3 p.m., fourth floor of the chambers. Roll call, please.
Sure. Today let's start with Pergandy.
Here.
Stewart.
Here.
Eckstein.
Here.
Lazars.
Here.
And Begic.
Here.
All present.
Minutes from 9/21, is that our last meeting? It's been a while ago.
while.
Yeah, we're supposed to meet in November. We didn't meet in November. Any motion to approve the minutes?
Motion to approve.
Okay.
Second.
Support. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, citizens input. If you could state your name and keep it 5 minutes if possible.
You got anything to say? You get up to the podium and citizens input.
Cool. All right. We'll close citizens input. Petitions and communications. I haven't got any communications except for the one item here. Reports and resolutions. Anybody have any resolutions? Otherwise, old business. Transportation update. I talked to Fred this morning. Anybody else have any update on transportation? I know it's down. Okay.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Gary.
So just briefly, and Gary is present, so if we have more detailed questions as far as the operation itself, but just I guess on a high level, finding drivers is, as Mr. Zippler has spoken about before, proven to be challenging. Trying to get somebody to come in and drive is not easy. So we're essentially looking at it as hiring, and as you see everywhere, everybody's trying to hire and having difficulties. So I don't know if necessarily wage would impact that. I think it's just people, and they're just evaluating different things and where they're at and what they want to do with their time. But as far as the system, Gary's doing a terrific job. He fields calls Mondays through Thursdays, and their veterans are getting to their appointments, and things seem to be working just fine. There is an individual that has approached us about driving, which then has created, I guess, a snowball effect as far as what the county and MMRMA, who is our risk management company, what they're requiring for us to obtain from that individual. So we're currently working through that. I believe at some point there's going to have to be a policy that will go before, be brought before this committee, as well as the county commissioners, to run certain things like background checks and stuff like that. So, but as far as how it's operating right now, things are good. The phone situation's taken care of. We had a brief hiccup with a couple phones, but those have been transferred over to us, and so we should be good. But I would defer to Gary if Gary has anything else to add.
Sure. Transition's going pretty good so far. Unfortunately, we're down to 2 drivers right now. Some guys have had help, family members and so forth. So right now we're only driving on Mondays and Wednesdays. We are going to lose another driver December 27th. He's heading to Florida. But hopefully next week, I think we're getting back our Thursday driver. So that'll get us at 2 again, I hope. I have reached out to a gentleman that used to drive in the past. He's going to see if he can drive while our Wednesday driver's in Florida. And we do have, I got a name from a gal that is interested. Like Craig said, we're trying to get into the process, working on that. It's still going. All the vehicles, Mark went out and got all the stuff. We refreshed everything, gloves, napkins, wipes, pens. Made sure there was fire extinguishers, first aid kits. I've also reached out to the associate director at the Saginaw VA. They are starting a new program there where they're going to be hiring 11 drivers and getting new 11 vehicles to do rural areas. Now, whatever their rural areas are, I'm not sure, but I know this person very well. She said she's going to get back with me when they get closer, and maybe some of their rural areas may help our rural areas. But that's something that they're working on right now, trying to hire that person to run the program. And I think once they get that, I think they're going to be trying to roll it out. And then she said she'd get back with me. So that may be beneficial to the county also. So, but other than that, it's rolling the best we can and just keep plugging away at it. So.
Gary?
Yes.
Do you require the drivers to have the COVID vaccine?
I haven't seen it anywhere on our draft or anything, but that's probably something that should be addressed.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm not aware of any requirement. I mean, there's not a requirement for county employees to have it, you know, so at this point, I don't think that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, would that apply for the veterans also? I mean, would the veterans, if we're transporting, should they be vaccinated?
Yes.
Yep.
They're employees, they're becoming employees, wouldn't they, because we're paying them?
I mean,
Yeah, a little bit.
right. I mean, technically, they are paid. They're certainly, you know, they're compensated, I guess I would say at some level, but, you know, as far as, you know, that's a slippery slope if we required, say, everyone at the animal shelter that comes in the building to, you know, have a vaccine. So I wouldn't expect to cross that bridge anytime soon.
How about vehicles? How are you doing on vehicles?
Our vehicles?
Your vehicles, yeah.
We have the 4. I have one that's got to get in soon for a oil change. I talked with Chad. I'll be in touch with him probably yet today or tomorrow. Other than that, I think they're all up and running, good shape. They came and checked some tire pressures and stuff like that. They were low. But I did get the chance to meet Chad a couple weeks ago, so feel comfortable talking with him now, and he's trying to teach me the ropes how to get this stuff done, so that's working pretty good too.
So you have a lift vehicle?
Yep, the big Ford Transit.
Yeah.
Yep, we're able to accommodate. And we have maybe 1 or 2 people that have been calling for appointments right now that maybe need a lift, but and I do let the drivers know in the email when I email them that wheelchair, or if they're going to take somebody ride along for if they're having a procedure, they need a driver or something like that. So
Make sure they turn the battery off of the thing on the back. So I left it on one time and I came out and it was dead. Because there's a special battery for the lift itself. And
okay.
If you don't turn it off, it drains it down pretty good. And
okay, I was not aware of that.
I was sitting at the VA waiting for a jump.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, other than that, we're trying to run her, keep them going, so.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
I don't know. Yep.
We still need citizens' input.
Yep. We can bend the rules a little bit. We got time. Be flexible.
I want to bring something up. I'm Gary Javiski, commander of the Bay County Wisconsin Honor Guard, and right now we are down to the bare minimum. I used to have 22 people on my honor guard, and I'm down to 10. It's through attrition, through deaths. They're too old to fall out, and if the military don't show up, I don't know how we're going to be able to perform the services that we do. I've got some backup people that can do it, but if they're not there, it's hard to say what's going to happen with the Bay County Wisconsin Honor Guard in the near future. We're all old. I think the average age is almost over 70, 72 years old. I don't know what happened, but I seen it come a long time ago, but now it's hitting hard. And I hate like hell, I hate that we can't perform a military service without the military being there.
Do you get any active duty?
I'm trying to
Well,
put out a
active duty.
program saying if you want to be on the honor guard, please feel free to call me. But the only stipulation I have, you have to be vaccinated for COVID. I am not taking anybody on my honor guard without having their COVID shots. I can't afford to have this happen again. So if anybody knows anybody that wants to be on the honor guard, please let me know, call me.
How about reserve, the
and
drop
we'll go from there.
reservist or any active duty people? Did you ever get?
The active duty people are busy too.
Yeah.
They're coming from all over. I had 2 of them come all the way from Grayling to do military service. So they're hurting too. There's too many veterans are dying and they got to go to Holly. So
It'll be on Bay TV, so hopefully someone will be watching.
like I said, if anybody knows anybody that wants to be in the honor guard,
I wonder if the
call me.
Guard or Reserve could get constructive drill credit for doing funerals with the honor guard.
That's about all they have to say.
If you do 3 funerals a week, you get a credit for a drill for a muta. I don't know if that would be possible to do or not.
They do get paid for coming and also mileage. That's,
Yeah, but I mean like the guys in the guard out here on Wilder, the reserve unit guard.
yeah, well, they come all the way from Grayling Reserve.
Some of them do, some of them are
Yeah.
members that live in Grayling.
Yeah.
There's gotta be people that live local.
Like that would be something to talk to their commander about.
So Friday we'll have our 138th
Retired
military funeral.
Lieutenant Colonel to do.
That's okay, that's all I have to say.
Yep.
I just hope I can get some extra help.
Thanks for what you do. I know it's not always real warm out there. Sometimes it's real hot out there. Yes.
It don't matter what weather it has, rain, cold, heat,
Yeah.
rain, snow, we're there. We'll fall out one way or the other. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you. I don't know, Mark, did you have anything? We'll get to the flags here in a minute. Yep.
I just have one real quick issue, and I told Craig about this one some a few minutes ago. So this came down today from the Mid-Michigan Veterans Trust Fund through the Mid-Michigan Veterans Affairs Agency. We had no advanced warning that they were doing this, so it kind of caught us all as surprise too. The MBA is expanding emergency grants to peacetime veterans aged 65 and older. So currently, the trust fund only was doing wartime, just like the soldier sailors. So they're going to start doing peacetime, but you have to be over 65. Currently funded through the fiscal year, which would be September next year, for $200,000. So
Trying to think about, so Vietnam vets,
post-Vietnam.
that window, how much of a window is it? Be 5 years maybe, or?
Between, 75
75.
and 90, but you've still got to have 60, you've got to be over 65.
65.
Post-Korean vets, post-World War II vets.
Yeah.
So I've alerted Department of Aging to let their social workers know, so if they've got somebody, get to give Gary a call or give myself a call, either one, to let them know.
So that's gotta be a small one.
Could be huge, could be, just thinking about it is, but
Any word on our engraving?
no, nothing.
Having trouble
I'm
finding
guessing he
some in
probably
between.
can't do it now, so.
Yeah.
So we'll have to hit him hard in early spring before he gets busy doing his
Probably a
other.
5-year window at all.
Keep on looking. That's good. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Someone mentioned that.
All right, flags. So, I don't know, Craig, we had a little meeting, unofficial meeting. If you
We
wanna
did, yeah.
Summarize
So
it.
we met briefly about the flags. We obviously want to, make sure it's taken care of in a timely manner this year. And I think what came out of that meeting was that I'm certainly willing to put forward a request to the county commissioners through the Veteran Affairs Department to basically allocate from the general fund, because it cannot come from the millage, but request money from the general fund specifically for flags. I know finance can set up a specific line item within our budget, and we'd be able to trace that back and know that that line item was funded through general fund and not millage money. And then, entity would purchase the flags, reimburse, and that should put, moving forward, that's how it's handled. That's certainly viable from our part, and I think, time-wise, it would be taken care of a lot better than it was last year.
So who is ordering the flags now, and where are you going to store them?
So Vets Council has volunteered to take it over and store them. From what I've heard from Vets Council, they're willing to store it at the Plav and do the ordering. They may need some help with the ordering from the former orderer, maybe, to find out where to order them from, but...
So the Bay County Vets Council is going to order them?
That's what I was
But
told.
they volunteered to do, correct? Vets Council? I remember we talked about it at a meeting about storing them at the Plav. Storing the flags at the Plav.
Where are they going to be stored, and who's going to order them?
Whatever, however you order, how many, each individual post is gonna have to say how many dozen they want, how many boxes they want to have. And when they come into the plot, I'll make sure that if you want 3 boxes, 4 boxes, that's how you're gonna get it. Bottom line.
So we don't know,
I can't help.
so we don't know who's going to order them.
I don't know how many we're gonna order.
Yeah. We have a former orderer who might be able to help somebody do ordering. Well, probably not too hard, but you might need a computer, I would imagine.
The American Legion can order them,
Okay.
but I need to know beforehand where the money's coming from.
Yeah.
So if the money's coming out of the general fund, we can order them. They will be shipped to my house, because I don't have them shipped to the Legion, because things disappear from outside the American Legion, just because of our neighborhood over here. No offense to the sheriffs or the city police, but,
No problem in Bay County.
so I can order them, I can have them delivered to my house, and then I'd let you know when they're here. You could pick them up and distribute them through the Plav, and you could cut me a check for the American Legion out of the county.
As long as the
Next question
funding,
is the amount.
correct, but as long as the funding comes from the, general fund. And going forward, it'll be easier laying the groundwork for a budget. So if we budget X, we don't necessarily have to use X, but if we, budget for X going forward every year, the process will be established, and it should be, relatively smooth sailing from there forward,
Well,
so.
last year, we ordered $2,000 worth. And I think that was enough, except Vaughn had to get, or Van had to get a couple of...
Extra box someplace.
You got a couple from Fred and a couple from me or something.
Yeah. I had ordered 3 boxes for what my needs are
Yeah.
at St. Pat's, and I only ended up with 2.
Yeah.
I got a box from somebody else, I don't remember who it was.
The issue, and once again, we tried to cut back, so, if you get them out of the ground in a reasonable amount of time, and they don't get wet, and they don't get mold on them, you can reuse them, but sometimes you can't. So I think we discussed every 3 years, we were gonna get enough for every organization. Well, that didn't work out. So I would say, I don't know, what do you guys think? What do you think, Gary?
I would say better minimum would be 3,000.
3,000 flags? Or $3,000?
$3,000 or 3,000
I like
flags? Why don't you come up?
It's in a gross, right? There's 144 for the gross.
Correct.
Okay. So the way I got it figured, the way it should be, if everything comes out okay, that would be about 3,000 flags.
That's 20 gross. That's approximately what we got last year.
Okay, that's what I would require.
And that cost for that would be?
And last year, the chaplain, Charlie Campbell, said he didn't have any flags for, like, a call-in.
He got a case from me.
Okay, he said he didn't have enough.
Well,
So I don't know.
he didn't have enough to put by his house out on M13.
So this is going to be in the budget, so we need a dollar number versus a flag number. So So,
Let me tell you how much they are at this point in time, which they're all gonna go up, just like everything. I called because I couldn't get flags, and our flags are made in America. You know what the lady told me? Well, it's a shipping issue out in Los Angeles port.
yeah.
I said, the flags are made in the United States, how is it a shipping issue? Well, that's what it is. I said, okay.
Mr. Zippler requested $1,500 when I talked to him earlier today, but I don't know how many flags that would get you.
I'll tell you in a minute, as soon as I get this up on my flag, or on my... You can continue if you want on the same
Okay.
subject or whatever. I'll have a
So I guess, I mean, we agree, it's just, we have to get the number, the dollar amount to put in the budget, so we need to get that in and then submit it. So we have a line item, it'll come out of the general fund, it won't come out of the soldiers and sailors, because that's for,
The only other reason I like to say is, on Memorial Day, I don't want old flags being placed on veterans' graves. Whether they've been in the ground for 1 year, 2 years, I think they deserve a brand-new flag on their tombstone or on their plaque.
there was wear and tear and rain on them, and depends
They
on how you leave
deserve
them in the
it.
ground.
Usually the flags are picked up one day after Memorial Day, according to what we have to do, so.
The sticks break on them.
That's-
I do our cemetery, and sometimes the ground is hard, and I do have a hole puncher, but sometimes you break off the sticks on them, so.
And if you've never been there to place flags on Veterans Day, on the Veterans section, you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay, any other questions?
Nope.
Okay,
So I
thank you.
guess we got the ordering down, and we got the storage, and we got the funds. Now we just need the X factor, the number. So last year was 2,000. Sounds like a good number.
I think 2,500, keep it padded. You don't have to use all that money.
Yeah, that's true. It's just, it's a budget item, up to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, but I don't know what your cost was.
Would that be a motion for 2,500?
I make a motion for the flag budget coming out of the general fund for 2,500.
Any
All right,
support?
12 by 18, American budget, American stick flags. A gross, $109. Now, you gotta pay for shipping too,
Yeah.
which is gonna be about $100.
So 20, over 20 gross.
That's about right, then,
Yeah.
2,500 would cover
So it'll come in under 2,500.
20 gross, yeah.
So we need a support. Marilyn, okay, Tim? Motion and support for 2,500 for a line item in the budget, up to 2,500.
Now, we need to order these about 3 months before Memorial Day, because sometimes they don't have them.
I want to order them now.
So February, March.
I wouldn't order anything right now. They are so far back ordered up there, it's ridiculous. I mean, you know, like they said, they're waiting for the ships to come in LA.
Any other discussion?
And for you guys that use the flags and you get them from us, right now I don't have any 5x8s. I have no 4x6 POW. I can't get them. They're all back ordered until January. So I don't have them. All I got is 3x5s in my cabinet. And I usually have a whole bunch.
Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? All righty, we'll get it in the budget as long as the commissioners approve it.
I'll get that submitted in the January Ways and Means, so it's taken care of.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't order them until it's approved in the budget anyway.
And the other new business, we do have, I don't know, this is a closed session one we need to do. Gary, Mark? this one request here?
Anything you wanted to...
I mean, if we don't mention the name,
Right. Ms. Davis Johnson's not here, so I can't ask the question, I didn't get the answer before, so I'm not sure if we can go into closed session at all for this matter, so everyone has the information in front of them, so as long as we speak, consciously of, the information that's being relayed.
is this time, I guess Gary would know, is this, I mean, does he have to pay this right now?
I think that's been in progress for a couple months now.
Yes, that October 7th date is on here. So is he going to be evicted, I guess, is the question, or?
Well, right before we came down, there was an email wondering how the meeting went, but I didn't have a chance to get back with him. Because I've been in contact with him, letting him know that it's going to be addressed at the next meeting. This last one meeting was canceled and so forth.
So if he wanted to be here, maybe January would be better? Yeah. Yep.
I think we should have a closed session on this. I have some questions.
Which we may not have the answers for, but I guess we could, if you want to go into closed session.
They can be addressed to the individual to get the answers.
Yeah. So do we want to wait till January and request that he be in attendance?
Can you wait? I don't know for money. Can you wait?
Yeah. Tim?
I would consider an alternative solution to approve some partial
Partial payment
pending his presence to, I agree with that, discuss it further. So we wait 3 more months, he's going to be that much further behind.
I think it's about 7 months in arrears.
What if we can give him something to get him through?
Can we have a special session right away after this meeting? No.
I don't believe so, because you have to, close them. I don't know if we can even have a closed session. I would have to get that answer from Amber, depending on how it's written in the statute and those type, I have to get that question. But for a special meeting, you have to post in like a certain amount of time in advance and those types of things, but.
There's certain ways that you can have a closed session. It's like property, buying property, the lawyer, client privilege.
Yep.
So I don't know if this falls, so we probably need to get a ruling from Amber on this. So I guess it'll be January.
I do have a question on that form that you're looking at. If he was to come in for a session, I don't know how that works, I haven't been through one, but the form that we use that you're looking at is one that the veteran or the spouse, if they come in together, that's what they fill out. And we do not have documentation of anything that they put on that form versus the Michigan Veterans Trust Fund. They want all documentation.
Tax forms. Yep.
So I don't know if that's something that that I can relay to him if you want. If you're going to set up a meeting down the road with him, I can ask him to bring documentation.
Right. Especially his tax returns would be bills.
They're up to date, the taxes are up to date.
Yeah, I think that would be appropriate. We have the free clinic out there, and if they're going to have any procedures done, they have to bring in tax forms, tax statements and stuff like that to back up what they put on the paper. Trust but verify, as they say. So I guess we'll hold off till January.
I would like to propose we consider partial.
Go for a partial payment.
Partial.
Or some skin in the game from him.
Yeah, you see that?
So I don't think we need a motion, we're just not acting on it at this point in time. So you want to, let's see, want to make a motion to defer to January?
I'll make a
What
motion.
would be required to cover 3 months? A motion?
Okay,
So I make a motion that we cover 3 months of this mortgage.
okay, at this point in time. Yeah, he might be, I mean, he's like 6 months, it looks like it was May, so might be getting close to being out the door. So there's a motion for 3 months.
I would think, if I were close being kicked out the door, I'd come in and
Yeah.
argue in my behalf.
So we have a motion to cover 3 months of the mortgage, which would be $2,400, about half of it. Any
Well, we
support?
probably need a dollar amount, not just 3 months.
You got 855, so it's 24, 25. 25, 65 or
65.
something.
25, 65.
Any support for the motion?
For 25, 65? I would support that.
Okay, so it is to pay for 3 months mortgage at this time,
2,
and then you have to come back.
Of course it is.
2565.
Yeah, the motion specifically for $2,565.
Okay.
Okay, right, correct.
Could we add to that motion that he will have to bring in his bills,
Yeah,
the utilities?
Yeah.
We got his mortgage payment.
yeah, tax return.
I can take care of all that. I
Okay.
can contact the veteran.
Okay. All right, so three, about 2,500, whatever the number is, and bring in the bills and taxes. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Okay. That's all. New business. Any new business?
Do we need to set a date for a special meeting, please? Do we need to set a date for a special meeting?
We have a meeting in January.
Miscellaneous. Announcements, there are 2 positions up. The appointment will be made next Tuesday at 4 p.m. or around 4 p.m. I think we got maybe 4 applicants at this time, maybe. So that will be made if anybody's interested in attending. Any other announcements? Yep, great.
A brief one. It's more animal related, but we are currently having a adoption event at the shelter. It's a Bissell event that happens periodically throughout the year. This one they extended to 2 weeks, so it's this week and next week, just before the holidays. The Bissell Foundation reimburses us for the adoption costs. The costs are reduced. Right now, adult cats are $5, kittens are $20, and dogs are $25. And that includes them being microchipped. So if anybody's looking for a pet to bring home for the holidays and give someone home, please send them over our way.
Therapy dogs?
Yep.
Therapy cats, I don't know, I couldn't see therapy cats.
I don't know if there's a process to certify them, but,
Are they?
one can try.
Yeah.
Are they neutered?
Yes, they're already spayed neutered, they will have, they're up to date on shots, so everything's good to go. That's just Bissell does that, and they, like I said, they do this periodically throughout the year and usually well attended. We have had a few pets already this week go home, which is a nice feeling, so they're not sitting in the shelter during the holidays, and it's nice to see some families get some,
There's one of them.
get another family member, so.
Greg, did I hear you correct? I see $25.
This guy's making,
A dog, yes, $25. Yep.
no,
Cost me $400.
I know. Yep.
can't make this up.
I understand, I hear you.
Mark?
Just got one thing, since Craig had mentioned holidays, the office will be closed, as the county will be closed Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday of Christmas, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday of New Year's.
Yep.
So
Good reminder.
we will be here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, our regular time, yes, ma'am.
So I could call you at home?
Follow.
If you call my personal cell phone number and you have that, you may call me at home. I'm not no guarantees.
By the way, I got a dog today. I got a dog in the mail. So the leader dogs in Rochester Hills, you all know about leader dogs, so our Lions Club adopted a puppy. So you adopt a puppy for $500. His name is Lucky. And there is an actual dog. And then they're raised, they're puppy raised, and it takes some time to raise them to be a leader dog.
Yep.
So we adopted one, we have a picture of him, and they send us his papers, and then we'll follow up as he gets older. So it's sort of neat.
Very cool.
Cute
Putting in a plug, there's an organization, Blue Star, I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but they've taken a few dogs from our shelter, and they're trained at both Lapeer and Saginaw Correctional Facilities, and it's an extensive training program, and then they're specifically for veterans who need special, accommodations, and these dogs are trained possibly to open doors or pick up things, and it's quite the extensive training process. And we've had a few dogs selected for that program. It's something we're very proud of, and they're getting some terrific dogs. We get some wonderful animals that come through the shelter, so $25 is one heck of a bargain.
Yeah. A friend of mine had a leader dog for training, and he didn't quite pass the grade. He wasn't quite the A student.
No.
So he got sent to prison also. Went to prison. I don't know if he was with a veteran, but he went to prison, so helping people out there. Any other, Gary, announcements?
At this time, is there any way we can have support for two of the openings that are for the, there's two of us, both of them are on the Bay County Veterans Honor. One is Von Digby, and the other one is Charles Campbell. So I just want to make sure that we are going to support him from Bay County Veterans Honor Guard.
If there's anybody want to,
Do it.
next Tuesday, because the commissioners vote on it, we don't vote on it, so the commissioners will be voting, if there's somebody you want to support, if you want to speak for Van or Gary, not Gary.
Charlie.
You can come speak at the meeting. Yep. All right. To adjourn is always in order.
Motion to adjourn?
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Adjourned. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Hey, man.